Hey guys, it's Bjorn here again, Goosebumps #1 Aussie fan, bringing you another video. This one is going to be talking about Night of the Living Dummy, #1, unaired episode. So yeah guys, it comes to my attention when I look this up online. It seems that when I look up, like, for Night of the Living Dummy 1, when I look up the actual book, you know, and it talks about like the TV episodes that were based on the dummy books and whatnot, it says that Night of the Living Dummy 1 is an unaired episode. Like, it was almost like, okay, it was made, like they shot the episode, you know, they had edited it, you know, but it was reportedly too scary for children. Now, okay, yes, let's just do a bit of, goosebumpy talk right now. Goosebumps Night of the Living Dummy 1 is a creepy book, alright? Because, now, you guys obviously are aware, you know, Mr. Wood is the evil dummy in the first one. Slappy technically is evil in the first one too. Like, okay, as you guys know, when you read the magic words, Karu Maria Dana Loma, Malanu Karano, he comes to life, right? Well, it's the same words that bring Mr. Wood to life, and Slappy, Wally is his real name. The same words bring each dummy to life, right? So, technically, I mean, there's so many theories about this. Like, okay, did Slappy wake up when Mr. Wood got destroyed, or did he wake up from the moment Chris read the magic words? I said this in a previous top 10 books video, but yes, he must have woke up and came alive when she read the magic words. Not at the end when Mr. Wood got crushed by the steamroller and was pretty much killed off from the series altogether, and then Slappy lived on to be the evil dummy throughout every other book. And he's got like 10 books now. Son of Slappy, Slappy New Year, Revenge of the Living Dummy, Slappy's Nightmare, Bride of the Living Dummy, Night of the Living Dummy 2, 3. There's just so many books based on Slappy now, it's ridiculous. But yeah, he's become the mascot. So. Cool, getting off topic. But yeah, there's the... Okay, she reads the magic words that brings him to life, right? Karu Marie. Now, logically, okay, it has to be that when she reads the magic words, it brings both Mr. Wood and Slappy to life. They're both alive from the moment she reads the magic words. Clearly, he has to be. It's not that he woke up when Mr. Wood got destroyed. No, they're both alive. But see, Slappy just doesn't make himself known that he is alive. Like, he just keeps very quiet. But then you have those moments in the book where Chris feels like Slappy is, like, when she looks up, Slappy is staring at her. And that's kind of what the book cover represents, I would say. It's all because when you look at it, he's staring at you, like I said in the previous video. So it's almost like that moment where he was staring at Chris, but he really was staring at Chris. You know what I'm saying? And it says he walks, he stalks. Like, there could be so many moments in the book during the night where Slappy did get up and walk around. You know what I mean? But obviously they don't say it or show it. But you just have to use your imagination with Slappy in the first book, mainly because she read the magic words. He's clearly alive when Mr. Wood is, but like I said, he doesn't make himself known that he's alive. Until the very end, when Mr. Wood is destroyed, and then, you know, Lindy says, "Did you keep Slappy propped up like that?" You know, and then they come inside, and he's standing at the window, and then and then she goes up to the window, and then he grabs her by the arm and says, "Hey, slave, is that other guy gone? I thought he'd never leave," you know. So technically, it's almost like he was there watching everything that was going on, and then as soon as Mr. Wood did get destroyed, he decided to, okay, now it's my turn. You know what I mean? It's almost like that's how it happened. I mean, he couldn't have just woken up when Mr. Wood got destroyed. It was definitely when she read the magic words, that Slappy and Mr. Wood both came alive. Because it's the same magic words that bring them to life, you know what I mean? And they're brothers, so it would only make sense. It's not like they have to read from a specific card. I'm sure if they just read the words, it'll bring them to life. But yeah, about the episode, I believe they may have actually made the episode. I have a feeling they did, but they pulled the plug on it. That's just my thoughts on it. Mainly because, okay, Slappy in the TV show. Now, they didn't shoot the first episode, right? Unaired. They only shot the other ones, but I believe they did shoot the first one. But see, the Slappy that they've used in Night of the Living Dummy 2, 3, Bride of the Living Dummy, I believe it was the doll they were intending to use, that they used as Mr. Wood in the... But then again, they may not have made the episode. They may have just, you know, had him already designed and they were going to shoot it, but then they ended up not doing it because they thought it might be too freaky. So they thought, oh, the second one's not so scary. Or they did do it, which I believe they did film it. But yeah, or they may have not. But yeah, basically, I believe the doll they've used in all the other Night of the Living Dummies is the doll they were going to use as Mr. Wood, Wally, in Night of the Living Dummy 1. Or the doll that they did use if they did film it, like I said before. But yeah, it just... Because he's got the orange hair, you know. But I know he and Slappy are twins. Like, they're supposed to be twins. But Slappy's got brown hair, of course, and blue eyes. And then you got Wally with the red hair and whatnot. So it just makes me think, like, did they just use the same doll that they were going to use as Mr. Wood? As the Slappy? Like, they felt like, oh, we're not going to waste it. We're going to use it. Or maybe, actually, what would be more realistic is they started preparation for Night of the Living Dummy to do the first one, and right after they had designed the doll for Mr. Wood, they were going to design the doll for Slappy after, and maybe that's when the you know, they pulled the plug on it. Maybe after they had just sort of finished designing the Mr. Wood doll, and they were just about to do Slappy, and they're like, oh, they pulled the plug on it. But then they were like, oh, we're doing Night of the Living Dummy 2 now with Slappy. It's like, hang on, but we just designed this Wood of this Wood. We just designed this dummy of Mr. Wood. You know, and they probably just thought, oh, it's alright, just throw that formal suit on with the red bow tie and we'll just use the same doll. No one's going to really care. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why he looks like Mr. Wood, but he is Slappy. They just used him as Slappy because that's the episodes they shot. That's just my thoughts on it. My theory, like, maybe they just pulled the plug halfway through production, like pre-production, and then they did the second one and they just decided to use the doll as, you know, the Mr. Wood doll. They just used the same design, but put Slappy's clothes on him and shot the episode, you know, Night of the Living Dummy 2, and it was Slappy, obviously. Maybe that's what they did, and that's my thought on it. Because it does say unaired, so it's kind of like, oh, unaired, did they make it? Like, it's a mystery, guys. It really is a mystery. There's so many theories. But, I mean, it would have made a great episode. I would have loved to have seen the night scenes where Slappy is, like, staring at Chris, because, you know, he has, like, that grin on his face, like the way R.L.Stine described it in the book. It was beautifully described. Like, the first book, as I said, is Slappy is very eerie in the first book, and then he sort of opens up out of his shell at the end. You know, that leads into the whole series of, you know, about Slappy. Because Mr. Wood was very short-lived. Because if you guys noticed, I mean, Lindy gets her dummy first, and she has him for quite a while. You know, Slappy, and then Chris wants her dummy, and she doesn't get it till a bit later. So technically Mr. Wood only lasted a very short time in the book. Slappy came in first, and it ended with Slappy being alive, but you know what I mean, as well, and saying the very last, he had the last word basically in the book. He had the last say basically. And but yeah, you have those scenes where at night where he's all like evil and staring at Chris kind of thing, like, you know, got all that. But I could ramble about this all day. But yeah, my theory is they started pre-production, they pulled the plug halfway, and they didn't get up to designing the Slappy doll, but they thought, we're not going to put this to waste, you know, we're just going to use this one and give him Slappy's clothes, you know, maybe they painted the red lips on as well, and, you know, just did a few little modifications to give him a bit more of the Slappy look. But of course he doesn't look 100, you know, like the book at all. But, you know, they just gave him those little characteristics of Slappy, you know. So yeah, that's just my thought on it. Yeah, I've been rambling on for a long time, guys. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all to say about this one, guys. Night of the Living Dummy 1 unaired episode. Yeah.